Leute, wir dürften online sein. Herzlich willkommen bei einem neuen, ich hoffe, bei einem neuen Projekt. Ich habe nämlich noch gar keine Ahnung von dem Spiel. Allerdings habe ich das jetzt aufgestartet und dann das erste, was ich von dem Spiel gesehen, ist das da. Ich muss euch das jetzt einfach vorlesen. Gönnt euch das. Es Husten gehört nicht dazu. Also, auch wenn Vampyr auf dem medizinischen Wissen des Jahres 1918 basiert, wurden in Bezug auf die Verbindungen zwischen wissenschaftlichen Theorien und übernatürlichen Kreaturen zu künstlerischen Zwecken gewisse Freiheiten genommen. Das tönt ja an sich schon mal gar nicht so speziell, oder? Das ist einfach so, Leute nehmen das Ganze nicht so ernst. Und dann sagen sie, anders gesagt, versuche nicht, irgendwelche Krankheiten mit den Rezepten in diesem Spiel zu heilen. Darüber hinaus sind während der Entwicklung des Spiels keine Ratten zu Schaden gekommen. Das Vampir-Team. Ah, geil, Alter. Die Warnung, die haben jetzt einfach müssen mit denen. Wir schauen uns also da alles zusammen an. In Vampyr hat jede von meinen Daten Konsequenzen. Das Spiel speichert automatisch, immer wenn das Symbol auf dem Bildschirm erscheint, wird das Spiel gespeichert. So, bitte schließ Spiel, Nerd. Während das Symbol erscheint. Ja, nee, ne? Ja, nee, ne? Boah, ich muss da mal die Musik abstellen bei mir da auf dem Handy, weil ich habe da im Kopfhörer noch andere Musik als das Gedudel am Laufen. Und das ist ziemlich strange gerade so mit dem Gedudel zusammen. Es tönt nicht gut. So. Also. Ja, der oberste. So. Gut. Und dann Einstellungen, Gameplay, ich will es auf einfach. Geht das? Kann ich das irgendwo auf einfach, dass man da richtig Fun haben mit dem Spiel? Nö, sieht nicht so aus. Okay. Ja, gut. Warte mal noch kurz die Sprache anschauen. So. Größe der Untertitel Mittel. Okay. Lautsprecher. Ja, lassen wir mal ausgeschaltet. Ich will nicht, dass da mein Controller anfängt zu reden. So, dann machen wir da mal ein neues Spiel. Moment. Die Musik ist doch leicht übertrieben laut. So. Da höre ich wenigstens meine eigene Stimme noch. Da machen wir auch ein bisschen Effekt leislicher so. Gut. Master. Das ist okay. Ah, das ist insgesamt. Okay. So. Einstellungen haben wir gemacht und dann kommen wir ein neues Spiel. Aha. Also. Okay. Story-Modus. Spiele Vampyr mit wenig Herausforderung. In diesem Modus wirst du nicht das volle Spielerlebnis haben. Dafür kannst du die Geschichte genießen und fast unbekümmert die Welt erforschen. Kämpfe sind sehr leicht, es gibt keine Belohnung, wenn du diesen Modus beendest, ohne einen Bürger getötet zu haben. Das juckt mich sowieso nicht. Das ist mir völlig egal, dass es da irgendeine Belohnung gibt, wenn ich einen Bürger nicht umbringe. Weil Leute, ich habe vor, in dem Spiel einfach mal so eins auf Unleash the Beast machen. Versteht ihr? Ich will da einfach meinen Spaß haben. Unleash the Kraken. Unleash the Beast. Jay is in the house, bitches! So, und darum machen wir diesen. Noch kurz da. Ja, das. Erlebe das originale Vampyr. Die Charakterentwicklung schreitet schneller voran, wenn du Bürger tötest. Die Schwierigkeit der Kämpfe hängt von der Anzahl Bürger ab, die du tötest. Spiele Vampir mit größerer Herausforderung. Deine vampirische Macht hängt von den Bürgern ab, die du aussaugst. Feinde sind schwerer zu besiegen und teilen härter aus. Du erhältst weniger Erfahrungspunkte beim Beseitigen deiner Feinde im Kampf. Also, ich habe ja eigentlich schon gesagt, ich will es auf einfach zum nur können da. Aber wir probieren mal auf normal, das tönt für mich besser. Charakterentwicklung schreitet schneller voran, das tönt gut, ich kann schneller zum Biest werden, ja? Je öfter du jemandem das Leben nimmst, desto leichter wird das Spiel. Das I like it. I like it a lot, my friends. I like it a lot. Eieiei, ja man. Tralala, wir müssen jetzt halt kriegen gehen, dann wird das auch leichter für uns. So. Und ich bin schon ein bisschen gespannt für die Story so, aber ich freue mich eigentlich mehr darauf, da irgendwelche arme Leute aussaugen. Wir saugen alles
12 dreams for the Red Queen under crown of stone. 8 voracious beasts born from 8 restless nights. 4 nails piercing the flesh of the sinner. 1 prayer for the summoned, called by this song. 'Tis perhaps the countdown to oblivion for the once proud city of London. 'Tis perchance her inhabitants' last dance alone to face death and pestilence. Confronted by the eerie and unknown, mortals became desperate for answers. A flock's flight makes for an omen, the falling of a star a dire presage. Turning to priests for interpretation when there was no reason to be found. When religion failed, men turned to science. I saw them build such vain cities, crafting machines made for endless war. New questions flourished as old answers withered. What is darkness but lurking sun? What is wall but enslaved stone? What is glass but tortured sand? What is song but a call to arms? What is hate but jilted love? What is life but death pending?
Ja und? Was schlimm daran? Oh, sorry.
Since the apple was plucked from the sacred tree, mortality was believed to be God's punishment. A righteous snare to keep mankind from ascending to the stars. They were all so wrong. Death is not a wicked thing, nor some holy retribution. A true punishment would be to never know its sweet kiss. Awaken from the harshness and be born once more.
Asthma-Spray. Oh, ich kann nicht schnaufen. Hast du mein Asthma-Spray? Nein. Sieht auch nicht so aus, als hätte er noch ein Asthma-Spray gehabt. Den haben wir ja nicht. Vielleicht liegt da oben einer. Asthma. Schnaufen. Kein Asthma-Spray. Was? Das... Was? Okay. Strange. Also das ist das Schnellste, was ich kann laufen kann. Oh, ich fühle das, Alter. Das ist gerade wie Sin City, Mann. Schaut euch das an. Alles schwarz-weiß, außer das Blut. Das Blut ist rot. Das ist, wie fett geil, ich liebe Sin City, man, das ist so geil, Alter. Ich würde sagen, wir folgen einfach mal dem Blut. Ich glaube, wir sind ja ein Vampir. Ja, guck mal, da drüben. Hey! Durst. Durst. Kein Asthma. Braucht Blut. Hi. 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 Hunger. Durst. Am Leben. Ich verstehe nicht alles, aber sie hat gesagt, dass sie wüsste, dass ich am Leben bin. Ich weiß nicht. Hunger! Gönnung! Okay. Kill Counter. Ice. First Blood. Oh Jonathan, liebster Bruder, was hast du getan? Mari!
No!
Nein!
Mary!
Mari! Ich heiße Erwin,
Please, hold
nicht
on!
Jonathan. Was du gemacht hast, du hast gerade deine Schwester ausgesucht. Mari. Weißt du, was da gegen den Schmerz hilft? Ein bisschen Marihuana. Ja. Ja, she's dead. A hug will not bring her back to life.
What have I done? This horror. It's a nightmare.
What I've done. Du hast sie getötet, du Monster.
Please, a moment, let me explain!
Shabam. Die Grafik ist ja nicht gerade die beste.
These
Das
patrols
ist
are
leider
after
nicht
me.
mehr Sin City Style.
No, no, don't shoot!
Don't shoot, don't
This is a
shoot.
nightmare.
This is a nightmare. Oh no,
I need to
I
get out of
have
here.
a nightmare. I have to wake up. No, I'm under the water. Please help me. Kann ich irgendwie hüpfen?
This can't be happening.
Hallo? Irgendwie schneller laufen.
No, please,
Aua.
stop! I mean you no harm.
Kann ich dich umbringen? Sieht nicht so aus. Sieht aus, als würde er mir gerade noch recht wehtun. Au, hör auf! Hab ich nicht gern.
What's going on?
I don't know. You are a vampire.
Oh, Mary.
Why are you a pussy
What have I
like
done?
this?
What's all this about?
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Now, I can defend myself. Who are you? Stay back! But you left me no choice.
Kann ich dich irgendwie aussaugen? Oh, okay. Ist das, weil er im Moment noch nicht ganz checkt, was da los ist, oder wie?
Who are you? Stupid beast!
Hallo! Für was ausweichen? Einfach schneller schlagen als er. Ganz einfach, ganz einfach. What's going on?
Please, stop!
Er muss das Ziel nicht wechseln, alles gut. Ich will zuerst den umbringen.
Piece of shit!
Und dann zu dir. Was geht? Au!
What do you want?
So, Mann. Schön, Alter. Schön. Gut. Easy. Let's go. Out here. Da ist einer mit
I mean you
Pistole.
no harm. I need help. Die, you
Ich
fucking
will
leech.
ihnen nichts tun. Ja, du nicht. Ich schon.
Please, listen to me. I can't make any sense of this. Shut up, beast! Who are you? What is this all about? What in God's name? Do the rest of the job.
Ja, dein Gott wird dir da nicht groß helfen. Ich denke, der hasst dich jetzt. Aber ist okay, dafür habe ich dich lieb. Nee.
Sun. It feels like it's burning me to
Und
the
in
bone.
deiner Welt bin ich doch auch so etwas wie ein Gott, oder? Ich meine, ich steuere da das Schicksal, also... Und ich werde dich ziemlich in die Scheisse reiten, nur um dir das schon mal sagen, so, sorry im Voraus, ja? Okay. Okay. Also, aufgepasst
find
von
somewhere to
Zeugs. Ich habe einen neuen Follower. Herzlich willkommenisiert, was geht? Au, du Hurensohn. Heil, Huda! Mein Hals
I
kratzt.
need to find
Ich muss
shelter.
husten. Sorry. Oh, ich habe einen Zuschauer willkommenisiert. Was geht? Da gibt's nichts zum Aufsammeln, oder? Ich darf da schon einfach durchsäckeln.
Is anybody there?
Das ist gut, dann kann ich mich besser auf die Story konzentrieren. So, haben wir jetzt einen Unterschlupf gefunden. Darf ich jetzt mal oben runterkommen und ein bisschen verdauen, dass ich gerade meine eigene Schwester totgebissen habe?
Place seems abandoned.
Alter, der arme Erwin da kommt nicht mehr zur Ruhe, oder was? Das geht gar nicht. Jetzt müssen wir uns erst mal ein bisschen beruhigen und so ein bisschen chillen. Was ist das? Ein Foto? Ja, guckst du Foto? Creepy Foto. Ist das mein Zuhause?
Brother, what have you done?
I just killed you!
Mary! Mary! Mary,
I have bissen
I'm
dich
sorry.
zu Tode.
whoever did this to us, I will find them.
Du meinst, du wirst den Macher von dem Spiel finden? Hey, ich meine, das ist der einzige Tod in dem Spiel, wo nicht auf meine Kappe geht, Mann. Das sind die Spielmacher gewesen. Das heisst, er will jetzt da, also sein Auftrag ist, oder sagen wir seine Mission, sind die Spielmacher umzubringen. So, da hat etwas drin. Flasche mit Alkohol, sehr geil. Ich kann mich besaufen. Nice Scheiß. Und dann machen wir ein bisschen Party. Party. So, was haben wir da? You look dead. Yeah. I think she dead. I think it is a she.
Wait. This one's dressed up fancy. Let's run through his pockets.
Picking the dead's pockets? Are you serious?
I've still a rent to pay. He's got no more responsibilities. What's this?
What?
Gold
Gut, das
watch.
stimmt. Also,
Beautiful it is. We fancy it and share the takings. I suppose we are undertakers. Now, give him an Eve.
ja, voll.
That's
Absolut.
impossible.
Aber ja gut, er fängt langsam an zu verstehen, dass er verreckt ist. Und eventuell sehen wir sogar... er hat eine Bisswunde am Hals, hä? So wie das aussieht. Warte, ich stehe da mal ins Licht. Ja, er hat Blut am Hals. Das sieht für mich nach Biss aus. Also entweder er hat ihn grosse Anaconda angegriffen oder dann dürfte ihn der Biss vom Vampir umgebracht haben. Allerdings, wenn das Spiel jetzt, wie es da sagen, auf dem medizinischen Wissen mit ein bisschen Übernatürlichem verbunden ist und die das da so ein bisschen genutzt haben, das Übernatürliche so in dem Sinn, dass sie halt wirklich den Geschichten angegangen sind und Theorien, dann dürfte es eigentlich so sein, dass wenn ich den Dude umbringe, der mich gebissen hat, dann dürfte ich wieder ein Mensch werden. Oder ich sterbe. Eins von beidem. Egal. Ich denke, das wird dann wahrscheinlich Endkampf sein. Das ist bei Vampiren oftmals so ein bisschen so. Das ist ziemlich voraussehbar. So. Gut. Dann. Mal schauen, vielleicht wird er sich noch an mich erinnern. So, auf jeden Fall sind wir bestohlen worden. Die haben unsere Uhr geklaut. Ich hätte meine Uhr gern wieder. Die Uhr hat teuer ausgesehen. Wo guckst du? Das ist nochmal ein Toter. Der hat sich verschossen. Oh, Videosequenz, okay. Oh, guck mal, Heroin. Ja, jetzt hat man gerade bis sehr gut gesehen. Also, es besteht immer noch eine 50-50 Chance, von was die Biss kommen. Gibst mir deine Waffe. Mach Pfoten weg. Pfui, aus Böse. Ja, gut.
Johnny,
Jetzt
this
haben
one's
wir eine
lost.
Machete.
We need to
Eine
leave.
Knarre.
And now, there's time. I can save him. That's the enemy coming. The orders are to evacuate the hospital.
Sie sind also Soldaten gewesen da, ha?
He'll live. And now what? We fight. Killing is a hell of a lot easier than healing.
Ja, das ist so. Das ist eindeutig so. Jemanden umzubringen ist einfacher als ihn zu
It
retten.
never got easy.
Was? Sicher schon. Knarre an die Schläfe setzen, Abzug ziehen, er ist tot. Das ist relativ einfach. Jetzt, wenn er den Kopfschuss überleben, dann aber auch wirklich sein Leben können retten. Es ist ja, er kann immer noch sehr gut schnell an den Nachfolger sterben. Das ist nicht schwer, nur weil er den Schuss an sich überlebt hat, kann er gleich sterben. Ja, das ist beim Kopfschuss oftmals so. Und darum, das dann Zielen, das ist etwas ganz anderes. Das, aber schau mal, da liegt auch eine Uhr, kann ich nicht die mitnehmen? No, I want my Uhr back. Okay, gut, also, Huren. I am Ben Hur. Ah nein, ich bin ja der Erwin. Erwin ist mein Name. Das alle zusammen, ich bin der Erwin. So, gut. Ah, schau mal, da haben wir noch etwas. Ah, da haben wir da einen Spiegel. Guckst du.
Dreams for the Red Queen that sleeps under crown of stone, that she might linger longer, her eyes as white as wool.
Who goes there?
A prayer for the summoned by warrior song. A child born from darkness must take scent of his heart.
Who's there? Are you referring to me?
Oh.
No! I still have so much to accomplish. I still
Einfach so
have
die
so much
Straße
left that
entlang
needs
gegangen
doing.
und schnapp. Da wurde er zum Abendessen. Du, ich bräuchte mal irgendwie ein bisschen Blut oder so, Brudi. Ich finde das nicht so geil. So, okay. Was das gewesen hat. Es sieht schon ziemlich danach aus, ha? Ja. Okay, wir haben jetzt immerhin eine Knarre. Und Spiegelbild. Dürfte ich nicht eigentlich mal kein Spiegelbild haben? Ist im Normalfall doch so, dass wenn du in einem Spiel vor dem Spiegel laufst, bist du enttäuscht, weil du kein Spiegelbild hast. Dann machst du so Jokes von wegen, oh, ich bin Vampir und so. Jetzt bin ich ein Vampir, stand vor dem Spiegel und habe ein Spiegelbild. Nein, das ist gar nicht ironisch. Nein, überhaupt nicht. So, gut. Gehen wir da runter. Schauen wir mal noch ein bisschen die andere Seite an. Ist nicht mehr da. Da hat es noch etwas. Schillinge. 5 Schillinge habe ich bekommen. Aha, neues Sammelobjekt.
The sun is high. I cannot leave now.
Okay. Du siehst schon, dass es dunkel ist draussen, oder? There is no fucking sun. There is no fucking sun, you fucking idiot! Naja gut, kann ich ihn da irgendwie ein bisschen anhöckeln oder so? Ja, schau mal, da kann man schläfeln und da liegt noch etwas. Cool. Blutiges Tagebuch. Das werde ich garantiert nicht vorlesen. Anschlecken. Nein, ich kann noch nicht wollen. Egal, ich stehe ja eh wieder auf, oder? Auf der anderen Seite liegt nämlich auch noch etwas
This
neben
makes
mir.
no sense. None of it.
Nicht,
No
macht das
sense
keinen
at all.
Sinn. Kein bisschen. Okay.
It's a nightmare.
Ja, ist ein
That's it.
Albtraum. Furchtbaren Albtraum, Alter.
So be it.
Ja, das funktioniert schon nicht, Bro.
Rational thinking only.
Mach ich. Du nicht. Idiot. Nein. Hör auf. Ich schieß nicht, fick dich. Nein. Hör doch auf, Alter. Es bringt nichts, Digga. Jetzt abgedruckt. Einfach, dass es checkt. Ja. Aha, Trophäe erhalten. Bis zur Unendlichkeit. Way! Also bis. Nicht bis. Bis. Verstanden. Ja, hey, WB. Was geht? Hast du gesagt? Vollidiot. Ja, hast du ja nicht zulassen. Jetzt hast du eine Kugel verschwendet.
This is absolute madness. I've lost touch with the real.
Madness it is, as mad as the moon, who tames blinding sunlight into a glowing red flesh.
Aha. Mhm. Okay, cool. Aha. Aha. Cool. Okay. Gut, das habe ich mal so weit verstanden. Okay. Aha. Klauen, Blutspeer, Schattennebel. Puh, geiler Shit, Alter. Das ist ja geil. Haben will. Ich will es haben, Jim Pokémon. Boom. So, meine Klaue, Alter. Ja, Mann. Passt, Alter, passt. I'm a motherfucking beast. Ja, so viele habe ich nicht, danke. Zum den auch noch machen. Ja. Nö. Tja. Biss. Oh. Ja gut, mit der nächsten EP holen wir uns die, würde ich sagen. Ah, sehr gut. Cool. Gutes Zeug. Okay. Bestätigen. Gut, da kann man sich wenigstens schlecht vertippen. Angenehm.
That voice in my head. If I'm not mad, then it must belong to the one who made me what I am. I must find him to understand what I have become.
Okay. Mach ich. Bringen wir gerne. Hallo? Knusper, Knusper, Knäuschen. Was klopft denn da an meinem Häuschen? I am here,
These
bitch.
people want me dead. I need to leave now.
Eigentlich nicht, aber du weißt es noch nicht.
Here's the leech. Here!
What the?
My head's spinning.
Ja, nee, ne? Du hast dich gerade teleportiert, bre.
I cannot enter.
Okay. Hey, cool, schau mal. Da steckt nochmal etwas. Was haben wir denn da? Oh, ein Pflock. Oh, ich habe gerade das einzige aufgenommen, das mich umbringen kann. Trägt das jetzt mit mir rum. Ob das so schlau ist, I don't fucking know. Okay. Ja. Cool.
I'm still in Southwark. I must reach the West End.
Ah.
Die, vermin!
Back home.
Au. So, beißen. Beißen, beißen, beißen. Sehr gut.
There's a strength I never knew I had.
Aha. Interessant. Cool, cool. Ja gut, in dem Fall, danke für das Blutige. Aber wir müssen uns noch eindeutig verbessern. Hä? Au. Au. Au.
This shouldn't be
Yeah. Nice, man. Nice. Au. Weniger nice.
every single
Loggen zu.
fiber of my being is a fire.
So. Nice.
I feel like a child
Sehr gut.
learning the limits of my body.
Ich schwöre. Jedes Mal, wenn ich ein Spiel anfange, fühlst du dich immer wie ein kleines Kind, das lernt, wo die Grenzen von seinem Körper sind. Also. Oh, what the fucking shit, bre. So, beißen, beißen, du musst beißen. Oh, voll böse, böse. Aus.
My strength, my reflexes. I'm not human anymore.
Ja, nein. Yay, ein Schilling. Das ist nicht interessant, okay. Muss da drüber gehen. Okay. Southwark Bridge. So eine Beach. Was haben wir da? Ah, your king and country need you. Join the British ranks and help the brave lads at the front. Okay. Haben wir wieder das gleiche so nochmal und...
My poor sister. If only I had controlled my need for blood.
Ja, ja, Mary Jane ist tot.
Mary, someone will pay for what happened to you. For what happened to us.
Oh,
I can't
guck
believe
schon.
I'm
Ich kann
doing
den
this.
Ratten vergessen. Okay. Ah, so kommt man in dem Fall durch das Game ohne Menschen zu beißen. Okay. Oh, der hat noch 10 Schilling gehabt. Wow, look, nochmal ein.
This is despicable.
Meh. I think it's fun. Ah. Oh, ich habe Vampyrgesicht. Oh, cool.
The dizziness from the
Fett
jump.
geil.
I can
Was? Lädt.
control it.
So kannst du nicht. Okay. Ja. Ein paar Meter, nice. Sehe ich die jetzt? Ja, voll cool, Alter. Ist ja geil.
What will London have to say to me?
Und
So
der.
many questions unanswered.
Und der. Limehouse Dogs.
Another corpse. Have the very streets of London become a mausoleum?
Maybe. Oder dann haben einfach alle sehr, sehr schlechte Drogen genommen. Das kann zu so Sachen führen. Bäh. Ich habe
Man
das
has been
Headset
drained
da
of all
auf die
blood.
Flieglecker getönt, als wäre sie
I
direkt
can still
neben
smell the scent of it. I follow the scent's trail.
Voll,
Perhaps it will
voll.
lead me
Ich
to my
denke,
assailant.
Der könnte eventuell da durch sein.
Fresh blood. The smell is so strong. Something dire must have come about.
Fragezeichen. Da hat's was. Oh! Da ist der
Where has
YouTuber
everyone
gewesen,
gone?
Hand of Blood. Schau mal. Da haben wir ein Autogramm von ihm. Wundervoll. Ich liebe das dich. Geiler Typ. So. Dann da durch. Okay, Henno, alles klar. Oh, alles klar, Henno, alles klar. Gut. So, und dann... Die tun jetzt noch mehr Blut. Aber guckst du erstmal da die Türe öffnen. Diese... Und der Schlupf, yay! Aha. Okay. Yeah. Aha. Alle auffüllen. Okay. Was ist das? Aha, okay. Kann ich mir da in dem Spiel auch noch Waffen bauen, jetzt, da ich die Teile bekomme? Wie sieht's aus? So, okidok, dann... So, dieser gut. Super. Ich mich verarschen, die haben alle 2 Stufen. Dämlich. Blutbarriere. Okay, interessant. Ja. Ah, nein, bestätigen. So, okay. Die folgende Nacht. So. Da lang. Oh. Jetzt ist das Fuß auf Blatt. Alles klar. Cool. Ah. Unbekannt, hä? Unbekannt, alle unbekannt.
At last, a little life.
Welcome, sir, to the Turquoise
Hey.
Good evening, sir. I wondered if I could ask for your help.
Wow, you look like you need a drink.
Yes. I apologize for my outfit. It's been a long night.
Been there, seen that. Don't worry, things can only get worse.
Has anybody entered the bar recently?
Can't say. Sorry. I spent the night making love to that gorgeous bottle, see?
This is important, sir. Are you sure no one has come in here in the last few hours?
I don't know and I don't care. This is a free country. People still have the right to come and go, don't they?
Nein.
What's going on around here? It's like everybody is hiding.
You must be new here. Have you not heard about the murders? Everybody fears the return of the sewer dog.
Wer ist denn Kanalratte?
Who is this sewer dog?
It's the local bogeyman. Convenient answer for every crime that happened for decades. You murdered someone, blame the sewer dog, eh?
You make it sound like it's a fairy tale.
People will always believe in monsters. It's easier than accepting their own darkness. We can all be monsters.
Yes, sir.
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
Was geht?
My God, sir, you look like Jonah's whale just spat you out of hell. Can I get you a drink?
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty.
Well, grab a chair and get some rest. This is going to be another long night.
Why is it going to be a long night?
You must be new around here. Don't you know about the murders?
Tell me more about these murders.
Every morning for the last few weeks, bodies have been found. And those poor sods didn't die of flu.
Do the police have any leads on a suspect?
Even before the outbreak, coppers never came round here. We're on our own. People die in these parts all the time, and no one cares.
Finde ich gut. Heißt, ich kann umbringen, wer ich will, hä? Easy. Und was ist denn das für ein Ort, wo ihr da so einfach könnt abgeschlachtet werden?
Where am I? Where is this place?
Where am I?
Sir, turquoise turtle. The last ray of light in this dangerous part of town.
Du, keine Angst.
Aren't you scared?
Scared of what? All the bad shit happens out on the foggy streets. And I never go outside.
Ja gut, das ist eine Lösung.
So you're open all night?
Yep. Figured people might need a place to rest in these dark times.
Okay.
I'm looking for someone who might have passed through here recently. Wondered if you might help.
It's been quiet tonight. The only other person I've seen went straight up to his room. Thought it was kind of rude, actually.
You mean he's still here?
Well, yeah. He paid for the entire week.
Und wie lange
How
ist er
long
schon da?
has he been here?
He rented the room a few days ago and didn't say when he'd leave.
Okay. Das ist ein paar Tage voll easy.
Who is this man? What does he look like?
Weiß er
Like a
wahrscheinlich.
gentleman, I guess. Well dressed, quite polite.
Also wer er ist.
A professor or something fancy like that. Always writing, reading notes.
Ich muss ihn treffen, Bro.
I need to meet this man. I have questions.
Just climb the stairs and knock on the first door. I heard him open his window, so I guess he's still awake. And,
Yes?
no funny business, you hear me? This is a respectable establishment.
Aha. Verstanden. Keine Angst, Bro. Alles gut. Wenn das der Typ ist, den ich treffen sollte, dann kann ich ihm eh nichts antun. Und wenn er es nicht ist, dann interessiert er mich nicht. Dann gehe ich wieder. Ich mag euer Pub, das ist chillig. Hi.
Hello, sir. Are you alright? Is there any way I can help you?
I don't know. Maybe you could just talk to me.
Maybe you prefer to speak with Tom then. He's more agreeable talking to strangers.
Ich will nur reden. Wo ist das Problem? Ich will doch nur reden. Ich beiße nicht.
I just want to talk. I didn't mean to scare you.
I'm not afraid, sir. It's just I've other customers to take care of.
I only see one customer.
Oh. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I best check on them.
Also, wir lassen das Mädchen mal in Ruhe. Ha?
I'll leave then.
Sie sieht
Thank
ein
you.
bisschen scared aus. So. Scary, scary lady. Ah nein, ich bin ja scary.
Poor Jack.
This is no place for you. Prewen has several patrols roaming the area.
They do not pursue me.
But they're looking for vampires, and they're most efficient.
They'll not relent until the killer has been identified.
I have a common objective, but I require...
I think someone is eavesdropping.
Are you certain? You might as well come in, whoever you are.
Slowly, vampire. Who are you?
Oh shit! Alter,
I mean
du
you no harm. Say it to
hast den
vampire.
Scheiß weg!
Present yourself!
Digi, Pfui, aus, Hundeplatz, böse.
I need a word with anyone.
Elender Schwanzlutscher, jetzt pack das Ding weg. Ich hab ihn nicht gern.
Well, that's something I can do for you.
Ah, hey. Können wir jetzt pläudern? Lang der Scheiß einfach nicht nochmal an.
And who might you be?
Aha. Dr. Edgar Schwanzsager. Okay, gut. Ja, Sally, du, ich bin der Erwin. Und du? Ja, du zuerst. Wer bist du?
Tell me,
Ich verklicke mich
who
immer.
are you?
First, tell me what you want. Then I may tell you.
That's none of your concern.
Sir, you have entered my room in the middle of the
das ist
night,
so.
pale as a corpse and shaking like a tree. So please, indulge me.
Someone is molesting people. In fact, killing them. Biting them.
The calling card of a vampire. Like you.
Sehr gut. Du... Irgendwie sieht es aus, als hättest du Ahnung. Wieso? Und die Bitch, die vorher da war, das Geräusch, das ich gehört habe, hat sie sich da gerade wegteleportiert? Ist sie auch ein Vampir?
You seem the
Schaffst du
expert.
für Vampire?
How would that be?
I have my secrets, as you have yours.
Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you?
Dr. Edgar Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul.
Ja, Mann,
I'm
Schwanz.
performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on.
Aha. Mit wem hast du geredet?
I heard another voice, that of a woman. Who were you talking to?
Ridiculous. I've no idea what you're talking about.
Something tells me not to trust you.
Then the feeling is mutual.
Aha. Ja, also ich habe zwei Bisswunden, also eine Bisswunde, zwei Löcher in meinem Hals, Blut überall an mir, mein ganzes Hemd ist voller Blut, ich habe eine Schusswunde in der Brust. Du weißt, dass ich ein Vampir bin. Ich verstehe irgendwie, dass du mir nicht traust.
And what exactly is this brotherhood?
Sir, if the name is not familiar to you, then we shall discuss it another time.
Aha. Ist das so? Junge, bisschen vorsichtig, wie du mit mir redest. Ich meine nur, James. Einfach aufpassen, ha? Gut, was weißt denn du?
What have
Red
you
James.
uncovered concerning the murders?
It started a few nights ago. Rumors of violent murders. The docks have always been, shall we say, somewhat unsavory. But this is different.
How different?
A vampire is at work here. Famished. Reckless. It must be brought to ground, and quickly.
Okay.
Then help me find the culprit.
I may. If you'll first tell me why you opened this door.
I followed a trail. The scent of blood from a recent victim. It led me here.
You thought I was your aggressor. That explains a great deal. We're both chasing the same shadow.
Sieht so aus?
A shadow, indeed. Yet I heard his voice in my head. There was a moment I believed I was mad.
You should let me handle this affair. You've no idea what you're up against.
No. I will find the monster. He is mine.
How will you do any better than I? But then let me ask you this. What are your intentions if you find the killer?
Ich will antworten.
I will at last have the answers to my questions.
Then I can only wish you good hunting. And pray we shall meet again.
Dankeschön. Aber das war gerade ein Durchschuss. Interessant. Cool. Was hast denn du da? Das nehme ich dir mal weg. Ha? Schauen wir mal dort unten. Mehr Blut. Okay, ja, aber sieht aus, als müsste ich da wieder da raus. Ha?
If Swansea is not my attacker, it means somebody else came here tonight. Someone must know
I think I'm
something.
losing my mind. I should just run as far away from this. Evening, sir.
So.
Can I help you?
I have a few questions for you.
Well, if you must.
Gut, also. Ich will die Wahrheit.
I spoke to Dr. Swansea. He's not the man I'm looking for. Now, I want the truth.
The truth? What do you mean?
I suspect that someone else was here tonight. And I don't think Tom wants to tell me about it.
I'm just the barmaid here, okay? If Tom says you're the only visitor we had, then you're the only visitor we had.
I can feel your fear, madam. Please, tell me what's going on.
It's Will. William Bishop. He came in here earlier tonight and he... Well, I thought he was going to clock someone.
Aha. Good.
Why are you so afraid?
I mean, his skin. His hands. I scrubbed every glass and every chair that he touched. God, I hope it's not contagious.
What happened tonight?
He was dead drunk, as usual. But my God, his eyes. His face. He must have caught something awful. He shouted and cried. It was terrible.
Tell me about this William Bishop.
Will was a sailor who worked at the canning factory before he lost that job. A nice bloke, really. He's never been violent. Until tonight.
Why keep it a secret? Why not tell me about it?
Tom's nothing if not loyal. After Will lost his job, he offered him one ear. They used to be good mates. But recently, well... Will started to get very aggressive.
I see. Thank you for your candor. I'll be sure to talk to Tom.
Aha. So. Ja, okay. Also die Leute zuerst befragen und sie dann umbringen. Verstanden. So.
Hello, sir. May I disturb you again?
And you're still ugly as sin.
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
See them wet boot boys get what's coming to them.
Okay, befrage die Anwohner. Ist das... Ja, das ist nur da rein. Okay, alles klar. Gibt's dann noch mehr Anwohner, oder... War's das?
I think I'm losing my mind. I should
That's
just run
not
as far
my-
away from this place as I can.
It's locked, all right.
Alright. Okidok. Tja,
It's a good thing you cannot see me now, Mum.
Poor Jack. He didn't deserve
Doch
this.
nicht mehr. Okay. Aha. Blutspuren am Boden und so.
Welcome back. Did you find what you were after?
I can't say I have. Are you sure no one else came into your bar before I arrived?
Hey, I told you, you were the only other stranger I've had.
Sprich!
Tom, talk to me about the visit from your old friend, William.
Yes, Will came by tonight, but he's not my friend anymore.
Uh-huh.
Who is he?
William? Just an old sailor who loves his gin too much. He worked for years at the canning factory before it closed.
How was he tonight? Was he different?
Sicker than usual, perhaps. He whined and mumbled about how mean people were to him and how he'd like to talk to me outside, and then he left when I refused.
Is he dangerous?
Yeah. Like many drunks, he's all bark and no bite. He can barely stand up most of the time.
Why lie to me if he is not your friend?
I didn't lie. I said you were my only unannounced customer, and that's the truth.
Ja gut, das stimmt.
I
Die habe
need
ich
to
kommentiert
find
als
him.
Kommentar.
It's a matter of urgency. Do you know where he is?
You could try his boat. It's up by the North Pier. He sleeps there when he's too drunk to get home.
Please describe him to me.
What'd you expect? He's a tall, sick bastard with a bad rash and torn old clothes. William used to be strong. Now he's a mess.
Thank you, Tom.
If you see him, tell him I don't want him back here unless he cleans up his act, okay?
Poor Jack. He didn't deserve this.
Was Gedel, Digi? Willkommen zurück mal wieder, ja?
Damn it. I think drinking
Was? Wie genau der Stream aufgehört? Was? Laden, wenn du siehst, wenn ich etwas geschrieben habe. Also.
There's gotta be something can be done to get out of this.
Ja, gut. Jetzt kommen wir da durchgehen. Untersuche die Boote. Okay, ich kann nicht da drüber jumpen. Prost, ja, Pröstli, Brudi, Pröstli. So, gut. Schauen wir da jetzt noch einen Zettel.
The bottom of this intrigue. What's been done to me? To this city?
Das war mal wieder Zeit gewesen. Ich schwöre, Brudi, ich schwöre. So. Da lang. Untersuche die Boote. Das da. Ah, guckst du.
The body is still warm. This man has just been drained of blood.
Huh.
What's this? Some sort of note.
Gut, das haben wir.
This man was armed. He tried to defend himself.
Das siehst du an seiner Kleidung.
This corpse has been dried of its blood, just like the previous victim. Blood and empty gin bottles. This bishop fellow is something of a heavy drinker. There are blood splats on the other side of the canal. I must reach that barge.
Hui! Cool. Teleport von diesem Ort, da mache ich Mord irgendwo. So. Und Auf dem Pier. So. Ja, da hat's noch Blut. Oh. Da hinten ist jemand. Bäm! Nom 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 nom! Geil. Geil, 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 geil. So. Ja, sehr schön. Wenn er noch seine Knarre hebt, Mann. Au! Aha, dort hinten, wieso zeigt es mir die nicht? Oh. Ah.
Right. No time I can remember. But I've only been part of the guard.
Bist du der Vampir oder musst du sie töten? Ich bin der Vampir, Brüder.
If the man says a bloodsucker's dug in here, you've
Aha.
got one job.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay.
To find it. And find it fast.
Fair enough, Tom.
Easy does it, boy!
So, snacke das Zeug. Ah, schön, Alter. Ah, geile Shit. So. Mhm. Und wie mache ich das? Muss wieder los, Bruder. Bin gerade im Zug, muss aussteigen. Viel Spaß dir noch voll easy. Dankeschön, gönn dir. Ciao, ciao. Ich habe keine Ahnung, wie ich Knarre kann ausrüsten. Hä? Ah. Und wie kann ich sie... Hä? Das haben sie mir nicht gesagt. Gameplay, Steuerung. Mhm. Hä? So. Hä? 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 Bruder, weißt du was? Scheiß auf Geballer. Was geht, du? Ja, weißen. Ah, schön. Also ich habe vor, mich da ein bisschen so aufzuleveln, dass ich sie gerade die ganze Zeit tot beißen kann. So, okay. Blutspur geht dort an weiter. Oh, easy. Oh, hoppala. Da oben ist noch einer. So. Nein. So. Eisen. Gut. Schön. Ah, sehr gut. Gefällt. Kann ich da irgendwo gefällt mir drücken? Wo ist der letzte? Ist noch mal einer gehabt? Doch, dort. Ja, ich nehme mal, ich muss da durch. Da hat's noch mal eine. Es geht.
Over there! There's one of them vermin!
So. Gut. Gemütlich.
I cannot enter.
Okay. Dämpfer da lang. Aha. Okay, okay. Ganz gechillt.
Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
That's funny. So. Ja, dich hat's zerfickt, ha? Sehr schön. Oh, was haben wir da? Abgenutzte Sense. Aha. Okay, cool.
William, please stop. Just a sip, I promise.
Ja, Mann, das mit dem Waffenwechseln funktioniert irgendwie nicht. So, dann da. Gut. Aha, das geht nicht. So, jetzt verstehe ich. Aha, so geht das mit dem Revolver. Okay, okay. Okay, cool. Aha. Ich check's noch nicht so ganz, aber ja, sieht schon mal nicht so schlecht aus, oder? Wo sind meine Dingensbummens? Ah nein, ich kann mich nur im Ding, im Unterschlupf kann ich mich upgraden. Yeah.
This place reeks of bloodshed.
Oh my God, William. I can't stand it anymore.
This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
Okay. Au. Au, au, au. Böse, böse, böse. Was tust du da? Okay, der ist ein bisschen heftig, ja? Chuchichästlii. So, whoa. Don't do shit like this. So, I'm dead. Okay. Have to do this again. Huh. So, doof. Mann. Yeah, let's do this again. Mach mal. Boah, lad mal schneller. Er hat sich's jetzt aufgehängt. Okay, ich höre immerhin noch Musik. Jetzt zumindest so eine Art. Boah, Alter. Ja, Gott, ja, Mann. Meine Fresse. Okay, dann machen wir da vielleicht gescheiter. So, da. So, nämlich. Ändern. So. Gut. Ja. Okay. So, hi, I'm back.
You see, I need a drink. I'm so thirsty.
Stay with me, William. As one, we shall overcome this.
This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
Yep. Au, au. Arschgesicht, verdammt. So. Au. Boah. Ich habe so keine Ausdauer gehabt, Mann. Ai! So ein Anschalter. Au! Oh oh, weg, 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 weg. Geh weg! Ah, du Missgeburt, du verdammte Alte! Was bist du für ein Wichser, Bro? So, Gott, ja, Mann. Penner, ey. Was ein elende Drecksau, Alter. Überprüfe das Opfer.
William, please, stop.
Aha. Okay.
William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
Oh! Oh!
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by Skal?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
Ja, eigentlich.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders.
Uh-huh.
Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
Ja, geil, hey, was geht, Schwanz?
Not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed his drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
Okay.
This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it
Was das?
be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
Geh wieder auf das Boot. Okay. Die Sache läuft aus D. Okay. Dem Ruder wahrscheinlich, hä? Kann ich das? Ja, ich kann wenden. Cool.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted.
Ja.
And the woman? What... Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy.
Yeah.
Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it. I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again. From a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this... affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed, and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Okay. Wir werden Arzt. Dr. Greenjay. Gut, da ist es ja irgendein Dr. Erwin. Oh ja, es ladet nicht so lange wie vorher. Cool.
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll
Los,
catch up
Dr.
after
Schwanzi, wir
Coming,
brauchen
Nurse
Sie.
Crane. I'm coming.
Okay. Yeah. Tja. So schnell kommt man in den Job über, oder? Jetzt blockiert die mir da den Weg.
You can do better than that. Nah. It's my turn.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the seed of life. Drink at this river, dry it all.
Oh, come on, you bastard. I won't bite.
Sir, please.
Sure.
You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse.
Insult me again and I'll put an end to your misery right now.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Ja, komm mit mir mit, komm. Oh.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
So, aussaugen, Brudi. Das ist gut.
In the back, you
Das ist
bastard.
gut.
Didn't have the guts to fight me. Fuck you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
Geil, geil, geil.
To taste a life, to embrace its most intimate secrets. Such a burden, such a divine sin.
It's locked, all right.
Bisschen da Leute abschlachten muss auch mal sein, oder? So, ja Leute, das da wird gar kein liebes Streamli. Das Projekt da wird ziemlich böse werden. Jetzt dürfen wir mal richtig böse sein. Das heisst, dass man da jeden einzelnen Perzen lecken will. I'm a motherfucking beast! Bleiben Sie zu Hause. Ich glaube, Pest ist im Moment gerade tatsächlich so euer kleinstes Problem. Betritt das Pembroke Hospital. Ich brauche wieder mal einen Unterschlupf, ich will mich aufleveln. Ihr Assis. Wo geht's da hin? Nicht da durch. Nee. Ich bin ein Top-Vampir, aber ich kann nicht über eine 1,5 Meter hohe Mauer springen. Meine übermenschlichen Fähigkeiten reichen nicht aus.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek
Ich
with
habe
new staff members, no matter how illustrious they
schnell
may be.
snacken.
I apologize,
Kurz
nurse.
Essen braucht.
I needed some time to myself. This has been the longest and strangest night of my life.
You delivered poor Mr. Hampton from a terrible fate. The means to that end should be of little concern, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the
Yay!
second
Dr.
floor with your
Schwanzi
name
hat
on
mir
the
ein eigenes Büro gegeben.
Thank you.
Nice.
Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been
Nurse
prepared.
Crane, is that right? Schwester Dorothee, ist das richtig? So, ich habe noch Fragen.
I
Und
would like to
zwar,
ask a few questions first.
wie geht's an Mr. Hampton?
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in. How does he fare?
Ah, Miss
I gave
Grossi
him
hat
the
noch
sedative
geschrieben.
to help him
Hallo!
sleep.
Ich empfehle dir im Fall den Stream eher nicht mitzuschauen. Der wirkt ein bisschen böse. So, das wird ein bisschen... Denk nicht, dass du da so wirst Freude daran haben. Aber ist schön von dir zu hören. Hab dich lieb. So, und dann... wer ist der Dr. Schwanzi? Also, erzähl.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
Nö. Kennt mich besser als
It's
ich.
right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Okay. Ja, dann. Ja, mach da unten. So. Okay. Wo ist mein Raum?
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Okay. Treppe rauf, zweiter Stock links, letzte Tür. Richtig? Sorry, ich bin gerade noch am Smoken und das nur so auf Englisch schnell mitbekommen. Ich weiß nicht, ob mein Kopf das richtig übersetzt hat.
Thank you,
Dann
nurse.
gehen wir schauen. Zweiter Stock links und dann am Ende vom Gang. Alter. Das ist blöd. Hey, schau, der hat eine Corona-Maske. Hallo? Hallo, guckst du, wir müssen diese auch anhaben gerade jetzt. Weißt du, ist ein bisschen Jahre später, haben wir auch Maske. Für Bus und so. Du weißt gar nicht, was ein Bus ist. Ja? Okay.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Absolut. That's great. Hi.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal.
You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Hiya. Okay, ich mal in diesen da.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Aha, ja, dann beschreib mir doch mal das Gefühl.
Please.
Vampir, du.
Describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
Aha. Also, ich muss da nur kurz sagen, so, dass, von wegen Vampirin. Ich weiss, wir haben 2021 und man muss jetzt immer ja Frauen berücksichtigen und so, aber das Wort Vampirin ist falsch, das gibt's so nicht. Es ist Vampir, ob weiblich oder menschlich, es ist ein Vampir. So, egal. Haben Sie vom Retard-Syndrom gehört?
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Bist du Batman?
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes.
It's just the Joker.
I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
Uh-huh.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Ja, Baby, alles klar. Irgendwie stehe ich auf dich. Voll die durchgeknallte, Alter. Geil, geil, geil. Aha, da brauche ich noch Hinweise.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal?
No.
What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Ja, klar. Safe. Ah, Schatzi, ich lieb dich jetzt schon. Gut, das wär's gewesen für den Moment.
Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Ah. Bye bye, my princess of darkness. I love you, baby. So, und wer bist du?
Good evening, sir.
Ah, so ein lustiger Dude.
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off.
Oh.
But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
Alles klar. Scheiße.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Ja, verstehe ich. So etwas steckt man nicht einfach weg, man.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Okay. Wer behandelt dich?
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
So, okay, voll easy.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Alles gut, ich weiß, was du meinst. So. Okay, dann, da, meine Princess of Darkness. Weißt du etwas über sie?
How close are you to Miss Horcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
Das ist so, ja.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Das, ja, absolut. Das habe ich mir schon ein paar Mal gedacht, wenn ich so Leute gesehen habe. Das sieht eindeutig viel, viel lustiger aus als meine Welt.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Okay.
Damn. The pain.
Ja,
Here
aber
again.
So, wer bist du?
Good
Ah,
evening,
da
Mr.
haben wir ihn.
How do you
Ah,
feel?
alles klar.
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
Ja.
You remained perfectly
Also
nice
nicht mehr so
and polite.
beknackt wie vorher,
A
du
little
Vollspost,
delirious,
ja?
perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Okay.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Okay, ja, Moment, ich muss mir jetzt Ziege anzünden. Sure.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the dockers' trade union. The wet boot boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Sorry.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Okay.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Das war Spaß.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
Uh-huh.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Keine Rat, aber viele Ratten. Oh, yeah.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
Uh-huh. Okay.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Huh. Jetzt mag ich ihn irgendwie ein bisschen mehr.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Ja, lass den Scheiß.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then
Ganz
I can go
genau.
back to the people who need me.
Voll. Und nicht wichsen. Du geht das restliche Blut, das du im Körper hast, in den Schwanz und dann stirbst. Das ist nicht so toll. Also ja, du stirbst während dem Wichsen, was wiederum ist nicht schlecht. Aber es könnte besser sein. Darum lass das. Ich meine, hey, du könntest doch auch, wenn du das dann überstanden hast und wieder voll Blut bist, so dir eine hübsche Frau suchen und wenn du Glück hast, dann wirst du gerade während dem Bängen vom Blitz getroffen. Das wäre noch besser, oder? Oder du verreckst gar nicht. Je nachdem. Mal schauen.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
So.
I cannot enter.
Ja, nee, ne? Wirklich.
Disgust on every street corner.
So.
Daily routine.
Wo ist mein Schatzeli? Schatzi! Way, mini Princess of Darkness.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Oh, this is so cool.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
Okay.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
Huh. Okay.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Bye, Princess of Darkness. Spiegelbild. Spiegelbild. Erstmal will ich all meine Patienten sehen, also. Mit dem kann man safe noch reden, du bist sicher ein Doktor.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Uh-huh. Okay, problem.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence
Dr.
on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Okay.
You are going to change your tone with me, my dear colleague, and very quickly.
I don't think so. Perhaps you think yourself protected by Dr. Swansea, but I am still a free man, and I will speak to you the way I want.
Ja, es geht nicht das, Digi. Es ist nur so, dass wenn du zu respektlos zu mir bist, dann wirkt das tödlich enden für dich. Ich meine nur so, das überlegst du.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
So.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the music to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
Knowledge has always been and will remain our main weapon, and it has always come at a price. And personal initiative.
It is not a question of initiative, it is a question of integrity. These men and women have put their faith in us, Dr. Reed.
Integrität, ich schwöre. Wisst ihr, wer noch Integrität hat? Am Stan Marsh sein Vater. Ja, Mann. Der hat eine ganze Farm voll Integrität. So.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd. Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Ja, Mann.
But in the circumstances,
I will not let you down, my boy.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Weiß ich nicht. Mal schauen.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Hey, du. Hey, warte, da leuchtet etwas. Ich will das zuerst. Dankeschön. Glasfiole, cool.
Good evening, sir.
Sorry.
I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter. And a good one, too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Das glaube ich.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Ackroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails. Not flesh and bones.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
Sure. Persönliche Fragen brauchen wir Hinweis. Okay.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
My sweet girl.
Ciao, fick dich.
Reads me like a book.
So, und wer sind ihr? Hoi.
Good evening, madam.
Oh,
can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
Huh?
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
So rich, bitch.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
Cool.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice during the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Uh-huh.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Oh. In ihm auch nicht mehr, glaub mir. Also.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Hey, dude.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here, then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Du redest jetzt schön weiter, Digi.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
Tja, müssen wir ja wohl.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
Ah, Diggy.
Why did your here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
Mm-hmm.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir.
Danke, gleichfalls.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Gut, gut. Da haben wir noch nicht. Okay.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
How is my son doing? Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. What?
I'm alright.
So,
Don't waste your time with me.
das ist die
What can I
andere
do for you,
Ziege.
Doctor?
Ja,
Thank you,
das
Nurse
ist
Crane.
die andere. Okay. Dann da durch. da hinten noch irgendwer? Nö, da geht's nur wieder raus. Okay.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Ah,
Thank you
ist
for
der
your time.
Aykroyd. Also.
We'll talk later.
Oh, warte.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Persönliche Frage. Nö, okay. Hat nichts Neues gegeben.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Easy. Wer bist du?
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet.
No.
My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Du bist die Fotze, wo da die andere erpresst hat, ja?
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
Ja, das ist ja super. Du wirst mich jetzt gerade nicht mehr mögen. Ja, was?
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Ja.
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
Ja, das geht uns gerade genauso. Die spanische Grippe wird nicht ewig dauern. Ja, das denke ich von Corona auch.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
Tja, das wäre doof, ja.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
Ja.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Not well.
Das Handy hat sich
Milton, the ambulance
ausgeschaltet. What
driver,
the
is
fuck?
even more grumpy
Das hat
than
jetzt
usual,
gerade noch 12%
especially
gehabt.
concerning doctors.
Das hat nicht zugelassen.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
So, sorry. Ich musste da kurz einstecken und so.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Also, okay. Und auf das kann ich sie jetzt nicht ansprechen, oder wie? Hey! Darf sie jetzt einfach weiter da Leute erpressen? Geht's noch? Spinschenart oder was? So, hi! Oh, warte, hat da jemand aufgemacht vielleicht? Nein, okay, schade.
I have wasted too much energy for so
Ist mir egal, halt die Fresse. Hör auf, unsere Patienten zu bedrohen, Mann. Ich meine, zu erpressen.
It's locked.
Ja, nein, ne? Ah, da hat es einen langen Brief drin, also juckt mich nicht. Gut, dann... Du bist die, die ich kenne, gell? Ja, du bist die. Okay, die Fotze, die. So, haben wir da noch etwas? Nein, okay, nein, okay, alles klar, gut. Da, was haben wir da? Aha, okay, ja. So, haben wir da noch was Interessantes? Ja, ja. Da die andere Tür auch offen sind, machen wir da auch auf, oder? Cool. Da ist verschlossen.
It's locked, all right.
Ja, voll. Ja. Das ist nur offen, wenn es das Weiss anzeigt. Gut, verstanden. So. Ah, der organisiert man. So, gut. Und wir gehen mal da rauf. Weiter schauen, oder? Was haben wir da? Dr. Schwanzi. Cool.
Not now.
Okay. Gut, dann gehen wir eins weiter rauf, oder? Ah, da geht's nicht durch. Okay. Dann, was haben wir da noch? Da ist zu. Das ist keine echte Tür. Ah, schau mal. Säge. Cool. Kann ich die als Waffe benutzen? Das wäre geil. Ja. Aber das alles. Dich kenne ich gar noch nicht. Wo bist denn du? Draussen? Ah, ja, der latscht einfach dort draussen rum. Okay. Mhm. Was? Erschöpfung. Okay, okay. Unbekannt. Ah, habe ich da einen übersehen? Ja, dann gehen wir zuerst mit dem reden. Ich muss das ein bisschen so behalten, sorry. Also, ja, falls es euch stört. Ich finde es nach wie vor geil. Sind City-Style halt. Nur jetzt sehe ich noch das Herz der Leute. Ist doch auch nice. So, er müsste doch jetzt irgendwo... Ah. Ups.
A year. You have the...
So.
Good evening, Doctor.
Sally.
I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are...
Harry Potter mit
Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Spasti. Was hat er gesagt? Egal. So, wir fangen an mit dem, was ich freigeschaltet habe.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think?
Genau,
why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Ja, nicht so wie der Dan Aykroyd. Der Dan Aykroyd ist cool. So, ich muss da mal mein Handy wieder einschalten. Ja, ups. So, das müsste der richtige Code sein. Ja. Gut. So, dann...
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed.
Dankeschön.
I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
Okay.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah?
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn.
Yeah.
I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
Uh-huh.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Ja, Mann. Habt ihr das jetzt gehört? Einfach so aus dem Nichts. Oh.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Don't like you.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones and flesh.
Also ich finde, er sollte schon wenigstens mit dem Patienten reden, bevor er sich ein Bild von ihm machen kann.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
Oh, fuck. Ja, aber das hast du nicht können wissen, Bro. Wie hättest du mit dem sollen rechnen, Alter?
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army. Building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
Oh, fuck God,
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Scheiße.
Reads me like a book. I never could keep anything from her.
Wasn't this? What happened though? Yeah. Okay, egal. Da, du.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Ja, immer noch nicht. Da nicht. Okay. Warte.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
Immer noch. Okay. Dann
I'll let you get some rest, then.
Good evening, sir.
Ja, Mann.
Doctor.
So, warte noch kurz mit der Mutter nochmal reden. Vielleicht kann man da
Good evening,
jetzt noch
Doctor.
etwas.
How is my son doing?
Gut, dem geht's tipptopp. Noch nie besser gegangen. Okay. Ciao.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Scheiß Türen. So, geh weg.
My sweet girl.
Oh, falsche Seite. Okay. Dann jetzt nochmal zu ihm da.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Mhm. Schön für dich. Nö. Ah.
Tell me, Waverley, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
Uh-huh.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. But I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
Ja, das denken die meisten. Checken's gar nicht.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
Other people may say that's too conservative a point of view.
Conservative? And what are you going to say to Mr. Fiddick if he loses his arm because of the operation? Because that's what's going to happen if the surgery is a failure.
Ja, das wiederum stimmt schon. Aber hey, wir brauchen Versuchskaninchen, oder?
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Okay, jetzt haben wir da alles geklärt. Für den Moment so. Gut. Zu. Na, warte. Kann man da klopfen? Nein. Okay. Was steht denn da? Aha. Trippets. Den kann ich noch nicht. Ist das vielleicht der? Der hängt immer noch dort vorne. Ah. Aber das ist doch draussen, oder? Steht der? Ja, der läuft draussen rum. Wieso soll ein Arzt draussen rumlaufen? So.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Wäre doch auch nice. Ja, Arschlecken. So, was haben wir denn da alles?
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Was ist das? Ah. Aha. Okay, cool. Okay. Kann man aufwerten. Cool. Wie viel kostet das? Ah, Gott, noch nicht. Okay. Okay.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
So viel Zeit. Crank. Ah, warte. Geiler Sound. So, was ist das? Oh je. Okay. Sleepy Time. Gut. Jetzt haben wir ja wieder ein bisschen EP. Ha? Okay, also Gesundheit erhöhen ist schon mal wichtig. So, gut. Dann... So, mehr Blut. Ja, schon mal super. Dann... Ich weiß nicht, ich glaube, der hat das schon auch gerade noch upgraden. So, dann tut das schon mal mehr weh. Mhm. Was ist das? Ah, cool. Easy. Schon heftig, Alter. Ja, jo. Ja, jo. Ulti haben wir noch nicht freigeschaltet. Ha? Dann... Machen wir nochmal. Nee. So. Ein bisschen mehr heilig wäre auch nicht schlecht, oder? Oder noch mehr Schaden? Nein, gar nicht. Okay. Dann mehr heilig. Danke. Wie viel kostet denn das da? Ja, okay. Gut. Also dann noch der da. Ah, super. Easy. Ups. Ja. Sehr gut. Der folgende Nacht. Aha. Okay. Nice. Geil. Also, alles stürzt ins Chaos, wenn ich alle umbringe. Okay, cool. Wechseln dir. Die kann ich noch gar nicht sehen, ha? Die da auch nicht. Okay, okay. Das ist von unbekannter Bezirk, alles klar. Da haben wir nochmal einen komplett unbekannten Bezirk mit allen unbekannt. Easy, easy.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Tja. Okay, bla bla bla. Von mir aus, wenn ihr meint. So, gut, Leute, das wär's mal gewesen, so mit dem ersten Einblick da in Vampyr. Halt die Fresse, ich bin da gerade mich am verabschieden, du blöde Fotze, Alter. So, gut, also Leute. Elende Drecksschlampe. Machen wir so. Gut, also, Leute, wünsche ich euch einen wunderschönen Abend. Ich hoffe, ihr habt Spaß gehabt. Und wir hören uns. Ja, wäre das alles? Habe ich noch mehr zu sagen? Nein, glaub nicht. Peace!